Thank you guys for taking a minute to honor the life of George Floyd. George was a father, a brother, and a son. And his life, like every life, held meaning.
If my son or my daughter got up and was like, we want to take the time to honor George Floyd, I will run on the court and slap the microphone out of her or his hand and cuss. Y'all gonna hear me cut. Mother, don't you ever. Y'all gonna see something crazy come out of me if my child ever did this. While you guys are getting in, I want to tell you guys about my campaign, the Prison Fellowship campaign. We do 2 campaigns a year for them to help them raise money for an incredible cause. Right now, we're at 54 kids. Our goal is 250 kids we're going to send to summer camp. And these are children whose parents are incarcerated. They're not only going to get in a tremendous experience being at a summer camp, but they're going to be able to have access to hearing the gospel of Jesus Christ, fellowshipping with other kids, building and changing their lives forever. Something that just cannot be congruent in any other aspect of life, but a tremendous opportunity like this. And you guys know that have been a part of this with me. I am a big supporter of Prison Fellowship because they actually make a difference. These are real kids' lives being changed. And you don't have to give $200 because I think it costs about $200 to completely support one kid going to the camp. But I want you guys to support whatever you can. So we'll put the link in the description section or the link in the comment section, but I want you to support in whatever you can. If it's $1, if you can only give $5 or you have the flexibility in your income to give $200, that's to help one kid. $2,000, obviously that's 10 kids. And so we're going to do a donation like we always do. I got to think of the amount and then we'll do a match. So whatever I do, if you match it, we'll do something special for you. We did it last time and I just went to dinner with one of the guys who contributed to the last campaign. We had a dinner at the Inns here in Arizona. So we'll have opportunities for that as well. But I just want you guys to know it exists. You see our goal is 250 kids. Let's make it happen. Let's go to George Floyd. Why do you call him Fentanyl Floyd, Brandon? Because the idea that we are celebrating George Floyd like Martin Luther King, celebrating George Floyd like any of these activists that have actually made a difference. George Floyd wasn't doing anything for the black community or anything in an activist light before he died. He wasn't an activist. He was on drugs. He was using drugs to the day he died. He had nothing to do with activism. It was nothing about his story, his life story. Nothing about George Floyd says this is an example of change. No, he a crackhead that died at the hands of police. Line him up. He no different than any other crackheads. Now, I'm not saying his life didn't have value. Yeah, I think everybody has value. But you got to be a special kind of stupid to honor a crack, meth head, drug using. He committed a crime before he died. He went to prison for a home invasion. Like the dude was a menace to society, adding minimal value. And now all of a sudden he's a martyr. I told you guys, in 20 years from now, you're going to go back and they're going to say Black Lives Matter was one of the greatest movements ever in American history. God is my witness. They're going to tell you that. And Patrice Cullors and them are going to all be political martyrs. And George Floyd is going to be a saint. He's going to be Saint Floyd. Like they got statues of him. He's the only person during COVID that got a funeral. They are going to retell the story of who George Floyd really was. And then our kids, our grandkids who are partially going to be retarded because they don't get no real education, they cannot critically think, they are going to grow up thinking, oh, because he got a statue here, they honor his anniversary of his death every year, that he must have been a decent person. Yeah, God is my witness. In 20 years, you're going to ask a young 18, 19-year-old person that's in college, and you're going to say, who was George Floyd? It's like the telephone game. They're going to be like, oh, George Floyd was an activist and he lived with Martin Luther King. They're going to say he was Martin Luther King. I put my life on. I think people think he is today. All right, let's play the clips of the foolery because it just goes on and on. I mean, the WNBA honoring him at halftime. And here's the thing. Not only was George, they call him Fentanyl Floyd, he used to do porn. George Floyd used to do porn. This is him on a set of one of his little things. This dude was living a life of degeneracy. How is this the spokesperson, the advocate of the African American community? This is who we honor because his life was cut too short. Floyd probably went to hell. And this is our guy. Not my guy. It's these dumb Negro guys. Roll the clip of this ignorant. I mean, who raising these people? If my son or my daughter got up and was like, we want to take the time to honor George Floyd, I will run on the court and slap the microphone out of her or his hand and cuss. Y'all gonna hear me cut. Mother, don't you ever. Y'all gonna see something crazy come out of me if my child ever did this. Roll the clip.
Thank you guys for taking a minute to honor the life of George Floyd. George was a father, a brother, and a son. And his life, like every life, held meaning. His death exposed the holes that are still in our justice and criminal institutions today. And his 5-year anniversary reminds us that we must continue the fight against criminal, racial, and social injustices.
Time out. What are you talking about? First of all, let's honor the life. Oh, let's talk about his life. You really want to say let's honor his death. That's the only thing that has value at this point is his death is the only thing that y'all value. If you want to talk about his life, convicted felon, let's talk about the home invasion that I mentioned before, where he pulled a gun to the belly of a pregnant black and brown body, went to jail multiple times, high on drugs, wasn't taking care of his kids. He out there in the streets doing and all kind of stuff, and he high when he died, trying to steal stuff from a store, passing out fake money. Let's talk about his life, young lady. Now that we done talking about his life, let's talk about the justice system. This nappy head sis said this shows and highlights the injustice. What injustice? Chauvin got arrested the next day. He's currently doing time in prison right now for what happened. Matter of fact, they went overboard. They got the cops that were holding his legs. They got the cops who was blocking traffic. They all went to jail, unjustifiably. What criminal justice system does this highlight? What are you saying? The sheer stupidity and lunacy is mind-boggling to me. Let's honor his life. This is no, in my opinion, this is no different as a psychological exposure of stupidity as if somebody supporting Hitler. And let me tell you why. Because it's not really about Hitler's, what he did then. It's about how stupid you got to be to avoid everything about this certain person and honoring them because of one moment. I'm sure there's a moment in time where Hitler may have said something that made sense. That may be something that was invented under the Nazi regime that we still use today. You got to look at the man's totality. And for somebody to be like, no, but Hitler did this. Well, no. You really want to go back into history? Look at what he's done in the totality of his life. Are you really trying to say that he is that? You really trying to honor him? You really talking about this is a microcosm of the justice? Are you really saying that? You are literally minimizing the person whom you're elevating, meaning you're minimalizing who they are to push an emotional effort into a movement that's beyond what the topic is. If you want to talk about criminal justice, there's a lot of people that got done wrong in the criminal justice system. There are people right now that got murdered for no reason by cops. Can you use them? There are people that were wrongfully identified and got killed and went to life in prison. Can you identify them? Not a crackhead who in part died from overdosing on a fatal amount of fentanyl and meth and all kind of stuff he was ingesting in his body. For the love of... All right, let's keep going. Let's go to the next clip, clip 2. I can't do it. Go to clip 2.
Helping the world come together as black and white, and it just helps us come all together and be nice to each other.
This was my dad when he played football.
Gianna has already decided that for her, the best way to continue the movement her father began is to become a doctor.
Let's just say a police hurts a guy. I want to be able to help them.
Don't know where.
Mother and daughter have also established the George and Gianna Floyd Foundation with plans to build a community center bearing his name.
The legacy of George Floyd is going to be to give back to our community and build our community back up.
I can't, like, let me put this in perspective. I don't blame the daughter for saying that she want to honor her daddy. That's what she should do. I mean, he wasn't fentanyl Floyd to her. She probably really thought he loved her. Maybe he did. He wasn't there because he was somewhere in another city doing meth and fentanyl. So he wasn't even there for his daughter. But I don't blame his daughter. I blame his baby mama for lying to that girl talking about, I want to continue the legacy my daddy started. Your daddy didn't start a movement. Your daddy died ODing under the knee of a bad cop. And it wasn't a movement. Now, maybe she meant want to continue the movement that started after my dad's death, because your dad didn't start a movement. When he was dying, he wasn't actively doing nothing for the black community, but stealing and robbing and just being a drain on the community. Now, I don't have a problem with the daughter remembering her dad. That's a good thing. Everybody should remember their dad. But I hope that she remembering the truth. And when the baby mama go, oh, we're going to start a nonprofit to help with the community, I don't see there being a problem with that. But, like, be honest. You should be doing a nonprofit to help people get off drugs. You should be doing a nonprofit to challenge drug dealers who are selling fentanyl to your daddy. That's the biggest threat. It's not the cop. It's the gang banging. It's the thugging. It's the drug addicts, the drug pushers. It's the murder, the robberies, the homicides. That is what the nonprofit should be. Your daddy should be a reflection of saying, we need to make a difference so somebody else's daddy don't end up dying. Not to give back to the community. What does that mean? If you're not giving wisdom, you're not giving nothing to the community. Money is irrelevant if you don't have wisdom. Okay, we got some more clips. Let's go to the NFL. Oh, the picture. This is what they posted online. Just if I was an alien and I came to planet Earth, I would be perplexed at the stupidity of black people. I would say, wait a minute, what's wrong with these people? Well, like, it seems like the people that are darker are dumber. You're dumb. You're dumber than everybody else. You are the dumbest people in the room. It may be three or four of us make sense, but overall, you're the dumbest people in America. Show me another group of people that's honoring a crackhead with a statue and using your money and platform and influence to uplift. You're not uplifting the little kids that get killed every day. You're not uplifting the men, women that are doctors and lawyers and that's making a difference. The Ben Carsons of the black community. Y'all don't give them 30 seconds. You uplifting that crackhead. And we, NFL, we got all this leverage and power with the NFL, and we use our voice to talk about this stupid stuff. WNBA, we use our voice to do this at the WNBA. We had Black Lives Matter. We used our influence, money, and resources to steal. Black Lives Matter was $1 billion organization. What happened to it today? They gave nothing to George Floyd's family. I want y'all to remember that. They gave nothing to George Floyd's family. They gave nothing to Breonna Taylor's family. She didn't deserve it, but still, they didn't get nothing to her family. They didn't give nothing to Sakaria Turner, which is a young lady who got killed in a BLM rally. I mean, a BLM protest with two Negroes shooting at each other, ended up killing Sakaria Turner. They didn't give money to, we go down the list. They didn't give money to anybody. What did they do with the money? Patrice Cullors ended up retiring. They kicked off the board, but she got houses in Malibu and in all these white neighborhoods. They got real estate portfolios. What? We had the biggest movement on planet Earth, and what did we do with it? Squander it. It turned into a Ponzi scheme or something crazy. Dumbest people in America. And I'm saying this impartially. Like, I'm not trying to pick a side. Just because my skin is brown on me, I can't tell the truth. The dumbest people in America. The way black people vote, the way they treat each other, how racist they are, they're the dumbest people in America. Now, is every black person a dumb? No, it's a. I ain't gonna say a lot. There's good people that are black. There's smart people that are black. There are educated people that got common sense that are black, and they may not be Republicans, but it's still decent black folks. Is there a lot of decent black folks? The jury is still out. I don't know if it's a lot of good black people. I don't know. I mean, you know, you got to say, what is a lot? Half? I don't think half of black people are decent people. I don't. And I don't think half of white people are. I mean, I'm specifically talking about black people right now. I don't know if half of black people are decent. I think it's a 60-40. I think 40% of black people are the creme de la creme of America. Because great black people are also great people, period. Great black people are exceptionally great. The smartest and the most educated and talented black people are the most talented people in the world. I'm being honest. Just think about it for a minute. Who is the smartest black man you know? Ben Carson is one of them. He's the smartest black person in the world. Who do you think is the richest black person? Oprah Winfrey is the richest black woman one of the richest women or people in the world. So black people that are put their thinking cap on and quit living like an idiot become some of the greatest people to ever live. But that's 40%. 60% is what you see on TV. Gangs, throwing their life away, even educated idiots. Mark Lamont Hill, Angela Rye, LeBron James. Like, all of these people are idiots. They're idiots. You can go talk to them today and be like, hey, what you think about this? They haven't researched anything. But they're in front of the camera saying, you know what? No matter what you are in life, if you black, you still gotta face persecution. Nick said he's stuck on the first page of his book. That dude act like he reading a book. Why can't you just read a book? Why you gotta act like you reading a book? Why you gotta act like you studious? Just be studious. And I'm telling you, man, like, I think white people struggle too, man. I think black people are 60-40. All right, roll this clip. This is the store owner who's going off on George's aunt. Roll the clip.
Let me tell you something. When they gave away the $50,000 that your family was handing out to the businesses to help them, you know how many people were up there that wasn't even from this area? There was 72 people up there trying to take that money from all the businesses. We didn't get a dime. None of us got a damn dime of that money to help us. Did you know that? Oh my God. Y'all didn't even know that. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
They wouldn't know that. They wouldn't know that.
We know that because I was there when it happened. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was in the room when they all showed up, all these white folks that we've never even seen over here, asking for the money that your family was putting down for these businesses. They took that money from us. We never got a dime. We never got help.
Same sad rundown story. I'm sick of it. Now I want to make a shirt and put like 40%. Like, I'm the 40%, man. I got common sense. I love America. Like, I know that there's problems in the justice system, both good and bad, which means that bad people get off and they shouldn't. Good people get convicted and they shouldn't. It happens. It's rare. Majority of the criminal justice system is fair because mother be killing people in broad daylight and they go to jail. It's like 2 + 2 is 4. It's only these big cases that have, you know, that's all this defense attorneys and juries and evidence and forensics and witnesses and, you know, they got all this. Most of the time it's like my cousin. He shot these people. He admitted to shooting the people. He claimed self-defense. It wasn't they said it wasn't. He lost in the court. It's that simple. Somebody selling drugs. They got caught. Police ran up on them. They selling drugs. Go to jail. The law says you can't sell drugs. No. Okay, this is the penalty for selling drugs. Boom, you get hit with the penalty. One of my childhood friends growing up, he went to jail for robbery. He got 5 years. And the judge said, after 5 years, if you do it again, I'm going to put you in prison for 25+. What did he do, ladies and gentlemen? He did it again. And now he's doing 20 years in prison. 2 + 2 is 4. Anyway, let's move on.